Welcome back to the Boys in Motion podcast. Today is an episode that we've been looking forward to for a very long time. Basically, since we started this podcast, we've been following our guest today. We've got somebody who is operating at a whole different level of endurance that honestly just doesn't make sense to most people.
Yeah, that's right. And today we are joined by Ryan Keeping himself. You might know him as an ultra runner, the guy that ran across Canada in just 98 days, around Iceland in 14 days. And now he's coming fresh off the Arizona Monster 300. So let's get into it.
This is wild. I feel like we could talk to you all day, Ryan, but today we're not just breaking down the race. We're going to understand what actually drives someone like you to keep choosing to do hard things.
1, 2, 3,
4. Ryan, welcome to the podcast, man. How are you feeling coming off of that effort?
I think I got to say physically about a 0.5 out of 10, but mentally probably 11 out of 10. So, yeah, I mean, after you do something so big like that, obviously everything in my body is killing me. I can't really feel my toes very well. My feet are super sore, but I mean, that's all to be expected from a huge effort like that. And really the only objective is just cross that finish line. And during the run, we had quite a few things, I guess, go wrong, but you kind of like that, right? When all this adversity comes, and it's almost, for me, I'd rather have like the best race ever or the worst race, because you're going to learn so much from those two things. Like, to be able to at like mile 29 have severe heat stroke and then figure out a way to keep going and keep going and keep going and finish and cross that finish line. Like, you kind of build a confidence of like, okay, well, shit, if I did that on like, I guess like my worst day, I can only imagine what like an actual good day is going to be like. So yeah, to answer your question, physically I feel like shit, but mentally very happy.
Yeah, it's amazing. Honestly, looking at the trials and tribulations of that race, it is dumbfounding to me that you actually cross that finish line with from nosebleeds to heat stroke to puking to cramping. It was quite the adventure. Now, looking back on the race, what was that moment where you were like, okay, that finish line is in sight. We will cross this finish line with the group, and you're actually going to achieve this.
Well, for me, and this might sound a little crazy, but like as soon as I said, like, in life, you got to pick and choose what your battles are, right? But as soon as I decide, okay, this 300 miler is going down, I choose like, I'm going to do this or I'm going to die. So I believe in going into this, my mindset is like, no matter what goes wrong, the race could take me a really long time and there could be all this adversity, but I'm going to move forward until it's done. So really, from the time I signed up to do it, I knew that it was over and I knew that I could do it. But in saying that, obviously I didn't expect, well, I guess maybe I did expect. I kind of go into it saying, okay, everything could go wrong, take that mindset. That way, if it does, like you don't panic or anything. But it was a much more difficult challenge than I guess I thought it would be, even though I thought it was going to be very difficult. And I guess I'd say 15 miles in or 20 miles in, I can't remember exactly where I ran out of water, but there was a pretty big section from, you hit your first aid station at 6 miles. And then the next one was like, I think 20 some miles away. And I ran out of water probably like 10 miles from that aid station. And it was like close to probably 40 degrees out. So that's probably the moment in my head where I was like, oh shit, like this is going to be bad trying to get there. And I know a lot of people had issues earlier in the race that had to DNF. And like, I know I came into that first aid station and like everyone was puking and cramping. And I've never seen anything like it where you're barely started a 300-mile race and all of these people are so messed up with all these issues from basically a ton of people probably had heat stroke. And so it was really wild to see. But yeah, to answer your question, like as soon as I set out to do it, I was going to finish it, and that's probably why I'm able to finish it. Like I don't take a backup plan. I don't take any like I take this stuff very seriously. Like this is a real serious test of myself to see what I can get through, to see what type of a man I am, to see what happens when there's adversity. Because in life, like you can't really control, like say a race, right? You can drop out at any time, but there's certain things in life where you can't. So I kind of try to take that mindset of like, I'm stuck in this situation and I have to get to that finish. And it's interesting to see what the body is capable of when, like, basically, as I said, the last almost 275 miles, I was on legs that had cramped up completely from heat stroke, and I was puking. And I know the first basically 2 days, I couldn't really get any food down. Like, I'd try to take a gel or I'd try to eat, and I'd pretty much just dry heave at a certain point because there wasn't anything to throw up.
That is absolutely insane. I remember seeing the short of you explaining that to your friend, and it was just nuts to me, the amount of yakking that you were doing on that first day. And it seems like that's when the majority of the DNFs happened. Now, you often had a team around you that was supporting you from aid station to aid station, and I was watching the live stream, and you had a whole crew with you. Can you talk about the logistics behind an effort like that? Because yes, you ran the full distance, but there was such a team behind you supporting you.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, luckily, I see my dad comes pretty much and does all these big challenges with me. So he was there for like Canada. He came out for some of Iceland. He's done some other big ones with me, and he was there for this entire time. And then we got my camera guy, my buddy Josh. So he's the guy that did all my camera stuff for Canada. So he came back out. So we kind of got the team reassembled there. And then we had a few different pacers come in there as well. So it takes a lot of people to be able to do something like this. And it's another thing. It's also quite expensive to do this by the time you get everybody there and you get all these people, and it's hard to get people to take time off work and everything. So it's a whole ordeal that goes like behind this that people probably would never see. But yeah, we try to showcase like the whole team and everybody making it possible. And you get 5 or 6 dudes and you put them in a van for a week, and it makes for some interesting situations. And yeah, we just move forward with the common goal of getting it done. And but like, yeah, I have to thank everybody that comes out to support me, and it's quite awesome to have this team behind me. And I always try to motivate and inspire people. And I'm very blessed to have a bit of an audience now created where like I know that what I'm doing is inspiring people and people are seeing it. And I know the posts we were putting out there, we're getting like quite a few views from the race. So it's really the whole team kind of takes pride in like motivating, inspiring people through this crazy run that I'm doing, right? So we all come together with that goal, and it feels good to know that like you're inspiring people. And as I'm doing the race, people are messaging saying, "Hey, like I didn't want to run today, but I see you running with a nosebleed and heat stroke, so I got out and I did my 10K or something." And then people are signing up for races or doing their first run or so it's always really cool to see that like impact that I'm actually having. And sometimes you don't always see it, but for me it's like people are messaging me, telling me, so I can actually like see that real impact we're making. And there's no greater feeling than to know you're inspiring people to become better.
Yeah,
Makes it all
for
worth it,
sure.
I
And
guess.
and yeah, you've been one of those people for us as well. We learned about you like before you ran across Canada, far long before you did the Iceland challenge, Florida, like a ton of super impressive feats, but always inspiring. I know, like Canadians, and now with your reach, people around the world. Um, but I want to flip it back on you because I know you've talked a lot about Terry Fox. Who inspires you to keep doing these things? And Terry Fox being one of those like absolutely brilliant Canadians, can you talk a little bit about the connection there and why his story was so impactful on you?
Oh yeah, I mean Terry Fox, I've always said this, I believe he's the greatest Canadian of all time, probably one of the greatest humans of all time. And like you look at his story with all the adversity he had, like the cancer, the leg amputated, the this and that, and like even when he went out to do the run, like there's no social media, so like if the news didn't pick up on it, there was no guarantee it was going to do good. And I mean, I think about me, like before I ran across Canada, at least I knew that I could get it out there. My friends would share it. It'd be on social media, so you kind of have a path for it. But for him, it's like he was the first one to do something like that. And like I always say too, if he was 40 years old and had lived a life and had all these experiences, it would be the most impressive thing ever. But he was like 20 years old. So to think about being that young and able to like be so selfless and do something that's so difficult, it takes a great human to be able to do that. And it's a good example of like it doesn't really matter how long you live in life, if you live it like full of passion and true to your heart, and you know what you got to do and you go do it, you can leave an impact that'll last forever, right? And you look at his foundation and the money it's raised, and even look at someone like me. Like I ran across Canada pretty much because of him. And then hopefully I can inspire someone to do the same. So it's like that inspiration he's made, it goes 10 times or 100 times more than that. So yeah, like Terry was my original inspiration, and just it puts it into perspective too. Like when I'm doing this run, I'll always bring his shirt, and I'll bring like pieces of clothing that I wore during my run across Canada. But it reminds me of Terry, and like I'm not in a position to complain, right? I'm sure even on my worst day or when I feel incredibly beat down or terrible or like I'm going to die, like he was still feeling worse in the conditions, and I don't know how he ran on that walking boot. And so it's yeah, it gives me like no place to complain ever. So I mean, immense respect, and I think what I'm doing is just paying respect to him and what he did, and I'm sure I hope he would be happy to see what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just trying to make his legacy kind of not be forgotten, and I also want it to not be
Yeah.
forgotten other places. I know in Canada he's a hero, but a lot of places like in the States, like you come down here and maybe only a quarter of the people know who he is. So if I can get my platform bigger down here in the States, it will just grow and then more people will know. And man, I hope there's a feature length movie about him or something. Like I never, ever, ever want him to be forgotten.
Yeah, no, it's incredible, and I'm so like proud to have you as a person in sport in Canada promoting that to a global platform. It's just yeah, it's inspiring to all of us, and we're just yeah, it's a privilege to have you in sport right now making a difference. So from us, thank you, and I know our listeners as well follow you. So I think we're going to turn it back to the Arizona 300 a little bit. I know Andrew and Ty, they have some burning questions for you about the experience itself.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll pick off kind of from where you were talking about kind of that purpose, that greater purpose, and kind of that helps you push. What I'd really, I mean, just from this brief time that we've been chatting with you, the mindset is absolutely unmatched. And you said that right now mentally you're an 11 out of 10. So I would just like to kind of dig in a bit more into, when things get really hard, and things I'm sure got hard many, many times during the 300 miles. Like, what are you pulling from? What are you leaning on the most in those moments?
Yeah, really, I just never give into it. Like I believe if you punch me in the face 100 times, I'll just get up 100 times. So yeah, I don't know. I know what people are capable of. I know what humans can go through and endure if they're truly, truly willing to like sacrifice how they feel, sacrifice all that type of stuff. So I'm able to put myself in a mindset of as I said, like I have to get to that finish line or I'm gonna die. And once you do that, like I can separate myself from the struggling kind of, and it helps a lot because sometimes you see people when things get hard and they almost get down in the dumps or they can't see the finish or they like it's too big and they just that's kind of when they crumble. It's like you're almost like your pain to quit ratio. Like some people's pain to quit ratio is like, oh, as soon as they're feeling pain, they quit. But once you can detach from that, it's a lot easier. And once you're not kind of lying to yourself either of like I know how difficult it's going to be. I've envisioned how hard it's going to be, but I've also envisioned myself finishing. So it's you don't you kind of just live in the reality of holy shit, this is really painful, this really sucks, I'm exhausted. But also the reality is if I just keep moving after 4 or 5, 6 days or whatever it takes, I'm gonna hit that finish line and I'm gonna be incredibly proud. And it's like in my life, I want the highest of the highs, lowest of the lows, everything in between. And like to be able to experience something that's so low and hurts so much and is so painful, well then like an average day is awesome. You know what I mean? When you're done, you're like you actually appreciate things when you're not feeling really, really shitty. And yeah, it's and when you do these runs too, everything comes in waves. So it's like you'll feel really good, and when you feel really good, you're almost like, oh shit, because you know that you're gonna then feel really bad. And when you feel really bad, you're like, okay, well this is gonna pass, and I'm actually gonna end up feeling better. So yeah, it's just an experience, and you have to be able to kind of separate yourself from it.
Big roller
All
coaster.
right, well,
And
you
I
heard
think
it here. It just takes 300 miles to appreciate the little things. I love that.
love that.
Yeah. Uh, And two, like I guess it's all a progression, right? Like when I first started running, I ran my first 50K, and I was like, yes, man, like I'm the man. I'm so tough. So I guess in life you're always you're chasing more and more and more and becoming better. So I don't want someone to watch this and be like, that guy's just crazy. I mean, I might be, but it did start for me at say a marathon or a half marathon, and it just built and built and built and built. So you can take that into your own life too. I'm an example of someone who's really going full into chasing their passions, and that's how it's gone so far, and the distance has gone so far. But it definitely didn't start at like, oh, I'm just going to go run the Arizona Monster 300, because back then I probably would have actually died or just been unable to move my legs at a certain point. So it's all progression, right?
Yeah, it started with an easy run across Canada, I guess, right? But like you said, you start with those little steps, and then you keep going more and more, and you're just I think feeding for more, right? You want to see what that next level is, and you just keep unlocking those next levels, and you could start like some of our viewers, right? They're starting small, they're starting on their first 5K, then they go to their first half marathon, and that inspires people to join in and do more and more. So I guess you're just doing that, but with the next level, and you have people behind you as well, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it takes a team, and it all starts with one step.
So, who got you into sport? Because you mentioned that your dad is coming with you on all of these big efforts that you're doing. Is he a big inspiration and source for your running?
Oh yeah, I can basically I have to thank him for all of this. I mean, he's the one that kind of built my mindset. But I can remember being 7 years old and going to play a hockey game or a soccer game, and him telling me like, Ryan, I don't care if you guys win. You could win 10-0, you could lose 10-0. Like, he didn't care. He said, all I want to see out of you is 100% effort. If you give your best effort, the results, he did not care at all. So it was kind of ingrained in me from a young age to like, just try your best, and if you try your best, good things will happen. So I owe all of this to him, and it's so cool to be able to do this stuff with him. And it's interesting because we're kind of like, at this point, we're almost like the same person. Like, we look the same, we talk the same, we think the same, and it kind of works in these runs too, where like it's crazy the amount of times where I'll like run into an aid station and like be having some sort of an issue, and it's like he already knew I was having the issue. It's like it's crazy to me how I
That's
won't even
wild.
have to like, and he'll just know exactly what's going on. So yeah, I mean, he's my best friend now, and we do all this stuff together, and there's nobody I'd rather do it with. And yeah, I got to thank him for telling me like, to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. That's a Steve Prefontaine quote, and I remember him showing me that movie too when I was, I don't know, probably 8 years old or something, right? So
Now, you also have a quote yourself that you use quite a bit, and I know we all love it, and we love to say it. And I would love to hear kind of like where the origin of Flip the Switch came from, and kind of how that first started.
yeah, so when I first started running and doing these videos on social media, like, I'm quite aware that if you have something like, say, a Cam Hanes, keep hammering, David Goggins, stay hard, like they kind of all have something where, like, if someone says that, they can immediately think of them, and it can almost kind of become bigger than them. So I was aware of that, but I didn't know what my catchphrase was going to be, but I kept saying flip the switch. And I remember one of my friends was doing video work for me at the time. Like, I'd go do a big run, and he'd film it. And he's like, dude, you keep saying flip the switch. He's like, why doesn't that just become your thing? And I was like, yeah, I kind of like it. And I like it too, because it keeps it, it's not just like about running. It's a mindset thing. So anybody can use flip the switch. And I kind of just describe it to people of like, just flip the switch and become that person you want to be. Everybody kind of knows like what this dream life is, or what like the movie character would do, but sometimes it's hard to almost like see yourself doing it, right? Or when you first start doing something, you might almost feel like an imposter, or like you're pretending. But just flip the switch into that mindset of like, okay, what would that person do? We're going to act exactly like that. And yeah, that's kind of where it came from. And then it became something even bigger. And I was saying it when I was running across Canada, and people really liked it. And I kind of just stuck with it. And yeah, I think people can kind of relate to it. And it's not just running related, and it's just a mindset of doing what you got to do, and doing what that main character does.
And just flipping that switch, yeah. And it's nice and easy, right? You just got to
It
flip the
just
switch.
sounds good. It just
Yeah.
sounds cool. You can go flip the switch. It's just, you know what I mean? It's a win-win.
Now, of course, you're going on this huge adventure of doing all of these big races, building this big platform, and this brand behind you. How can people kind of support you as you do this? Do you have merch out there? Are there like specific foundations that you're helping support as you do all of these big efforts?
I mean, really, just the biggest way to support me is to follow me on all my social media platforms, engage with the content, comment on the content. So I know now I have a couple of pretty awesome sponsors. So I'm sponsored by Transparent Labs. That's a supplement company, and then I actually recently just signed with Columbia. So like the clothing and the shoes and the odor wear and all that. So Columbia is an awesome sponsor as well, and it's cool because like Columbia and Transparent Labs are two companies that I was like using their product before I was ever sponsored. And I try to keep it like that with any sponsor, right? Like I want to make it very authentic and something that I actually use, and I would never really put my name behind something that I personally don't like or don't use myself. So I'm very lucky to be with them. But yeah, we don't currently I don't currently have any merchandise, but yeah, I guess the best way to support is yeah, just share the content, tell their friends about it, and I don't know, send me messages of encouragement and all that. And yeah, really, that's the greatest way. And kind of as my audience continues to get bigger and get bigger, I can hopefully get some more sponsors on, and be able to really take this to, I guess, like a world stage. And I know if I was, I could be making 10 times the amount of money I'm making right now, and I would still reinvest it all into the running and the content. And it's like I would just immediately go sign up for all these different races and bring a camera guy with me, because I know that like the more I can do, the more I can inspire. So yeah, just I'm trying to grow my audience. I know I'm at like 97,000 followers right now, so I'd love to try to get that to 1,000 or 100,000. That'd be really cool. So if there's any way that they could do that, that would mean the world to me, guys.
Oh, that would be sweet. Yeah. I mean, you're just fueling the fire for the next thing, right? And I mean, I tried to get you that Costco sponsorship, but you might get it eventually when you were getting those 7-Eleven pizzas going, but trying to get you that Costco Canada membership.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
like a glizzy at mile 200. That would
I'll,
be quite hilarious.
I'll tell you, man, I ran the entire length of Florida, I guess, like right around this time last year, and I basically fueled it off of like gas station hot dogs and energy drinks. I tried to do Florida, and I people were asking me like, why did you? I used just like a school book bag, like it wasn't like a proper running book bag, and I just stopped at gas stations and stuff. My purpose in that was to kind of try to show people that sometimes you don't need all the fancy gear, and sometimes like you can just go do something with basics, like just a basic book bag, or like I was eating probably not the best diet, and I was doing it all on my own. I was just staying at motels or even staying with random people at their house, but I was trying to show people that you know uh, to have all the perfect conditions does help, but it's just all about the mindset. Like, I mean, you could have all, even for the say the 300 miler, I could have all the fancy gear, and I could have a crew of 15 and a camera crew and a motivation coach, and you could have everything with you. But if you don't truly have it up here, you're not going to make it, right? So it's you have to make sure that you have that mental capacity to, when things get hard, you're going to move forward no matter what. And then all that other stuff on top of it, that's how you get an elite athlete or someone that is doing very well in their space, is when all of that combines, right? But most important thing is that mental.
Yeah, and I mean, you've proven time and time again that you've got that mental on a level that yeah is almost incomprehensible. But gear certainly helps elevate that experience. When you were doing the Arizona Monster 300, what were some of those key pieces of gear, maybe those key shoes that you couldn't have done it without it?
Yeah. I was using Columbia Elevate trail shoes. So I had a couple different pairs that I was kind of switching in and out. So there was two different models. It was the Columbia Elevate, and then the Konos Speed. I'm not sure exactly what the name is. They're a new shoe from Columbia, but yeah, I was switching in between those two shoes, and they were awesome. And then obviously, when you do something like this, there's a big mandatory gear list, so you're carrying a pretty big heavy pack. So it's probably 10 or 15 pound pack on my back there, and I had a ton of different gear in it. I had my watch on, a bunch of stuff, and But yeah, Columbia makes all the awesome gear that I wear. So I was wearing their shorts and their shirts for the most part. And they have some nice, like, what is it called? It's a kind of like the sun hits it and it cools down. I don't know what the exact name of the fabric is, but it's like, it's very like breathable. So you're not like just wearing like a cotton shirt or something like that. But yeah, there's a ton of gear, and I had my pack on, and yeah, so it's yeah, and those Columbia shoes, they were great, and I got the job done, and I wore them the whole way there. So yeah, there's a lot of different the different gear that goes into something like this, and I was changing my pairs of socks quite often every time I went to the van, and my pairs of underwear, and so yeah, it's like almost when I come into the van, it's like a pit stop. It's like I'm a NASCAR or something. I come in, they have everything ready. I get new shoes, new socks, new everything, and then head back out on the road, eat some food, then head back out.
What a life. Yeah, that's great. Just get the pit stop going. Everybody's got you set up and you go back out. All you got to do is the easy part and just keep running, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the easy part. But yeah, sometimes it's interesting. Like I come to the van and it's almost how do you describe it? I'm only seeing these people every like I think there was probably like 8 spots where I could see my crew, and you almost wish you could see them more. You know what I mean? That's one of the challenges is you leave your crew and there was some spots where it was almost like 24 hours without them. But yeah, you know you're always going to get to them. But yeah, that was a kind of a different challenge in this one too. Like when I did Canada, Iceland, all that. It's very like if I need to see my crew, I can see them, and they'd go up say 5 or 10 kilometers, and I could carry a lot less because it's just like they'd pass me something out the window, I'd grab it, I'd drink it, I'd eat it. But yeah, for this, it's you have to be much more strategic and kind of carry enough with you, and that even goes to the beginning where I should have had more water, and it seems like everyone kind of made this same mistake. But I think I had 4.5 liters of water on me or something, and I was like, okay, like hopefully that's enough. But it was just so hot that I probably needed like 8. And next time I come do one of these runs where there's a big gap in between aid stations, I'm sure I'll have the most water out of anybody. I'll be carrying 20
There you go.
pounds of water or something. We'll try not to repeat the heat stroke incident.
And I guess you learned from that, and
Yeah.
I guess you learned to overcome. So that's wild. And I guess they had certain spots where they meet you at those aid stations. They can't just go meet you randomly in the trail, right?
Yeah, no. So like your crew is only allowed at certain stations. And a lot of that is just because like these aid stations are like in the middle of nowhere. Like it's just a tiny road you got to come down to get to them. So yeah, I think it was like 8 or something like that spots where they could actually meet up with me. And then same with pacers, like there's a lot of sections where like there's only certain spots where pacers can come in and can leave. Just basically like a spot where like the crew could get to so they could actually pick them up, right? And I got to give a huge shout out to all the volunteers and stuff. Like there's people volunteering at these aid stations for like 7 days. And you got to think that they're like barely getting any sleep. And I know we were talking to one of the video guys or whatever for Destination Trail when I was finishing, and he's like, "Yep, I've slept 4 hours in the last 5 days or something like that." So it takes a lot of people to make these events actually come true and happen.
Yeah, big shout out to all the volunteers. I know, like, I was talking to Tyler when he was messaging you, and when we were trying to figure out what day to bring you on, I was like, I kind of have a concept of 100-mile races, and then, if you're quick, it'll take about a day. But I was like, I literally don't know how long a 300-mile race takes. Like, I know there's probably sleep involved. And I guess kind of going into it, what was kind of your expectation on like sleep and kind of managing that side of things?
Yeah, so this is my first race that I did actually over 100 miles. So I've ran really long distances before, but continuous, I think the longest I ever ran was about 150 miles. I do this ho-ho Christmas run. I ran 250K, and that was a straight run. We raised money for Ronald McDonald Host Charities, and I dress up like Santa Claus. But so that was like the longest run I ever actually did was I think 150, 155 miles. So going into this, I'm very aware that like the first time you do something is always going to be the worst time. So I knew that no matter how good I do at this or how bad, it's going to be like the worst time I ever do it because it's going to just continue to get better. So I kind of had the goal of like I want it to be as close to 90 hours as possible, and I really wanted to try to finish in the top 10, which didn't end up happening. I think it took me 128 hours is what the race took me. But yeah, I always try to set like a pretty ambitious goal, but I was also fully aware that like things could blow up and the wheels could fall off, and it could take something like 128 hours to get this done. So I'm very excited for the next one, and there's lots of things that I can fix, and lots of issues that I can probably avoid just from experience. But yeah, like the main focus on this for me was just the experience, and I try to tell people that too. Like if you go do your first marathon, screw the time, just go do it and get one under your belt, and go do it and try to almost have fun with it, right? So it's a little harder to have fun with a 300 miler, but like for me, it was just experience. And I told people that too when I was running across Canada. People would be like, they'd be talking to me. I'd say, well, what's the greatest way to learn how to run across Canada? Well, you just do it. Like the best way to learn how to run across a country was to run across a country. So the same thing with the 300 milers, just sign up and do it. Don't overthink it. Get to that finish line. And then I'm sure, I really hope within the next, say, 5 or 10 years, I'm able to win one of these big races. I'd love to, but I'm aware also that there's a really long process. So it's like I'm aggressively patient with it. I'm aggressive in my goals, but I'm also patient in, okay, it might say I think I came 21st or 22nd in this one. Well, then maybe I'll come 15th. Then maybe I'll come 10th. And then maybe I'll come 7th. And like you continue to progress and get better and better and better. And then you look back 10 years from now and you're like, oh, well, I won that race, but it took me 25 other races and 25 other attempts to get there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's insane.
I love this phrase of like aggressive patience. I think that's a good way to look at like the path through sport, because often people who come into running think that it's going to be very quick, but it takes a lot of time to be able to accomplish the things that you are tackling these days. And I'm sure a lot of those top 10 people are veterans in the sport, so especially I think true for ultra.
Yeah.
Was there anybody in that field that you knew going into beforehand would be kind of good competition with you, or even like a collaborative runner in the trails?
I was pretty sure that the guy that won it, Mike McKnight, I was pretty sure that if he had a good race, he'd win it. I've heard a lot of good things about him, and he has a pretty good resume, right? So I was pretty sure that I probably couldn't keep up with him. You know what I mean? Not yet, at least. But yeah, there's lots of good runners in that field, and then obviously you'd hear some of the people that are on social media, like the Andy Glaze and the Eli Wiebe and all those people. So I was aware of them, but. No, for the most part, like I haven't really done too many races, and I'm kind of just breaking into the scene. So a lot of the people there, I kind of had no idea who they were, right? And it's cool to be able to meet people, and like you meet some of these people, and they come in like say the top five, and they have like 200 Instagram followers. It's crazy. Like it's almost like man, it's like a sleeper or like a dark horse or something. I guess not like if you actually know who they are, but yeah, there's lots of crazy stories and different people that kind of can come out of nowhere and do these really big things. And it's yeah, it's exciting to meet these people and get around people that are really pushing themselves, right? So yeah, there's a ton of good runners there. And but yeah, as I said, like that Mike McKnight, he's something special, man. That time he ran it in, and I know for how hot it was and everything, like that's very, very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely outrageous. And you talk about like these ghost competitors who maybe aren't publishing to social. It reminds me of an old story at some ultra marathon, but it was a shepherd who was like kind of taking care of animals, and every day he was running in the fields, and then he shows up at this ultra and smokes the field without anybody even knowing that he's an ultra runner. So I think that's the unique thing about ultras versus like the marathon, is some of like the biggest names, the most performant athletes in the sport aren't necessarily at like the broad social level that a lot of yeah, like you and Andy and some of those other big names going into the race are at.
Yeah,
um,
you're talking to Cliff Young and the Cliff Young shuffle. He ran with his arms down.
that's it, yes.
He didn't lift his arms. Yeah,
Yeah, so funny.
him before.
So I was watching the live stream as you finished. There's two notes that I had. One was how good your feet looked.
Mhm.
I think, again, shout out to Columbia for making some incredible shoes, because the fact of the matter is, like, it didn't look like you had any blisters, anything like that. What was the part of your body in like the days following that finish line that were really beat up, that maybe are still recovering now?
Oof. Basically everything. um, like my feet look really good and they are really good, and I didn't get any blisters, but they're in like a lot of pain. Like there's a lot of kind of numbness in my toes, and like just quite a bit of overall pain in my feet, and then like my knees and my shins, my hips, my basically everything like lower body, and then even like my
Yeah.
shoulder sore from carrying that pack. So, and usually like I bounce back pretty quick, but I'm not bouncing back as quick from this, but that's to be expected just with the crazy distance and pushing for so long. But yeah, basically everything's in quite a bit of pain, and
Fair, fair.
yeah, and
I
there's
could
not
imagine.
much like sleep. Well, sleeping's hard. You're kind of tossing and turning, and then like if you to just say walk or something, kind of might feel good for I don't know 500 meters, and kind of like you're stretching out your legs, but at a certain point you just have to like sit down, and then also like my lungs are pretty beat up. Like there was a lot of dust, and like one section, man, I was coughing and coughing. It felt like it was all in my lungs, and that's even like my voice is a little raspy now, and my lips are they were basically white, and all the dead skin peeled off them, and yeah, so definitely takes quite a toll to do something like this, but hopefully within the next few weeks, I should be on the mend, and I'll be running again here. Probably start running again like today, tomorrow. But when I say running, I mean like shuffling. just
Shuffling.
just nice to get the body moving, but yeah, even like the nosebleeds were caused just from the dryness, and then it was bleeding, and I had to take my glove and tape it in with my headlamp, and it looked crazy. And then it kept happening, and it kept bleeding. So next time I do a run in like a desert, like a really dry climate, I'll probably, I don't know, put a tampon in my bag maybe to be able to put up my nose instead of my
Soak it up. I
Yeah, it
mean,
was
that
pretty
would look
insane to
amazing.
see some of those things. And even the selfie that you posted in like the hours after the race, you looked like a total zombie shell of a man.
Well, do you
Were
know
you
what's crazy?
coherent?
That selfie was from 29 miles. That was from the 29-mile mark. So that
Oh
selfie
my God.
was from day. I looked that bad 29 miles in, and I'm very. You know what? I am very proud to say that I was able to keep moving when I looked like that, man. I looked like I don't even know. I looked like I actually looked like a ghost. Like it's crazy, but yeah, that was
It
day
is
one. That was
spooky.
at that first aid. That was at that not first but second aid station when everyone was puking and stuff. That was me there, and I was probably in the top 10 at that point in time. I was doing good, and then when I got there, like everything cramped, throw up, dry heave, that happened, and I think I had to spend like, man, I don't even know, 3 or 4 hours at that aid station, and it was just like I was in a full body cramp, puking, like it was terrible.
Yeah, good on you for not DNFing, but I can understand like yeah, a zombie not even 10% into the run.
What?
So absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
Um, when you cross the finish line, two things about food. One, somebody handed you some kind of pie, and
Oh,
they were talking about it like it was something from the Halifax area, from the Atlantic. What was that?
it was coconut cream pie. So it's not from the Atlantic, but there's a restaurant back home, Armview, and I love Armview restaurant. I go there all the time, and they have really good coconut cream pie. So that's like my favorite dessert. So they were saying, "Man, we got a surprise for you. We got a surprise for you." And I'm like, I don't know. I had no idea what it could be. And yeah, he came and he gave me coconut cream pie, and he fed it to me like I was a baby. So the people in the race are like, "What the hell?" And he's feeding it to me with his spoon. But I think I ate the entire coconut cream pie, and it was delicious. it was
I'm
that was
not surprised.
like I'm not sure if it was just because I was really hungry, but that was the greatest coconut cream pie I've ever ate in my entire life. It was so good.
Totally worth it then. Totally worth the 300 miles.
And the other thing that you were mentioning to your team as you crossed and you like finally sat down and you're like seizing up with your arms up
Oh yeah,
in the
my
van,
arm. Yeah,
you had your mind on one thing and one thing only, and that was getting Denny's. Did you and the crew end up getting your Denny's?
yeah, we did. So Theo Vaughn, the comedian. He has
Yeah.
Yes,
this
we do.
he
Yeah.
has this whole bit on like fuck Denny's, bro, like how bad it is. So the whole time I'm like, yeah, fuck Denny's, bro, and that's what. So it's like just you know what, Denny's sucks. Like it doesn't even taste very good. But it's just this stupid thing that like one time I went on a vacation with my buddies and we just kept eating Denny's because it was next to our Airbnb, and then like they all ended up throwing up because we had so much Denny's. So now it's just like a joke of every time I go to the States, I'll just like go to Denny's and text it in the group chat with my friends. So
I
like we
love
don't
it.
we don't even like it, but it's just something like stupid to do and talk about. So if anyone knows Theo Vaughn, like go watch that clip. It's pretty hilarious. It's basically him just talking about how terrible Denny's is, but he always goes back. So that's like us. Like we think Denny's sucks, but it's like we can't stop going back. So we got some Denny's at, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night, and it was very mediocre. But it also did taste really good to me because I was starving. So it
Yeah,
was
that's
it
good.
was it was worth it, and we did get the Denny's.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm also dying to know, you said, coconut cream pie was amazing, Denny's was amazing, but I want to hear how amazing it felt to hit the bed after 300 miles and how long you stayed in the bed for that first sleep.
Oh man, see the problem is you're in so much pain that it can almost like you'd think it'd be like this huge sense of relief. Um, Maybe like the shower when I was done was a huge sense of relief. Like I hadn't showered in I guess like 6 days, and there was just like disgusting oil and sweat and sunscreen and dirt coming off of me. So that was pretty satisfying. But like to go to bed, I probably like midnight fell asleep. Then I was probably up. I was up multiple times throughout the night, and I was shaking back side to side. And then I was probably really up at like 6 a.m. And I haven't really got like a good sleep since. I'm definitely tired all the time, but you almost wish that you could actually fall asleep and stay asleep. But I'm always getting up to use the bathroom or shaking side to side, and your hips are hurting, and your knees are hurting, and your feet feel like they're gonna explode. So, yeah, it's you don't really get that huge relief yet. And also, I had a few friends come down, and like we ended up going to California. So I'm currently in Los Angeles. So we kind of been doing a bit of exploring and stuff, which is almost good because if I can't sleep, it's it's good to at least explore around and be with some friends, right? So
Yeah, and you probably won't get a good night's sleep until you're, fully recovered. So you might as well be in California enjoying yourself.
yeah, I know, on chilling on the beach.
Yeah, that's perfect. So you might not have had too much time to think about this since your recovery, but what is next up for Ryan Keeping?
I don't have like an exact answer, but all I know is like I want to continue to race. So as I said, like the first few years of me doing social media, it was kind of the big like run across Canada challenges like that in Iceland, and I set the world record there. And we actually have our documentary coming out very, very soon for the Iceland run. But what's next for me? I just want to continue to do these races. I really like the 200 plus mile race, so I'll probably, I'm sure, this summer or in the fall do another one. And yeah, I just want to keep going, man. I want to keep signing up for races, keep doing big things, keep pushing it, try to get better results. I really just try to motivate and inspire people. My audience seems to really like it when I go do these races as well. I can kind of do like the live tracker, and it did really good on like social media for shares and views wise. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing a lot of big races, and I'm sure I'll have some crazy huge goal or race that I sign up for, and I'll let everybody know because that's kind of how I operate. Is like pick a few big things a year and really go all into them. But yeah, I want to do 200 milers, 300 milers, 100 milers, marathons. I just want to everything and anything I can possibly do. I want to just keep pushing.
Amazing. Can't wait to hear about it. And that's what gets people fired up, right? Is like, wait, okay, what's the next thing you're going to do? Let's go follow your lead up to it, and then the race itself, of course. So it's going to be wild.
Yeah. So some people listening might be kind of early days in their training. And one of the things that you've talked about a lot was the long process as well as the mindset. So what is that one takeaway that you would want the person on the other end of this recording to actually take from you related to going in and diving into endurance sports?
Yeah, really just hard work pays off, and just like staying consistent. You're not going to get anything from a short period of time, right? You have to be fully aware that if you really want something, it's going to take a long time. And there's just so many benefits to endurance sports with your entire life, right? Like it just makes you a better human. It just makes you a better person. So yeah, just go into it with the mindset that you want to get better, and just be willing to work hard. Like don't be afraid of the dirty, hard, long days and the hard work, and always remember like why you're doing it. even when it gets hard, right? Like know that there's a purpose to it, and try to never forget that, even in the moments where like maybe you don't want to go to the gym or you don't want to run or you're halfway through a race and you're thinking about DNFing. Like just remember that there's a reason you're doing it, and you only live once. You're only going to be in your prime for so long. You're only going to be able to do these things for so long. So really, it's a privilege. Like I'm sure, say for me, like there'll be a day when I can't run a 300 miler anymore. I don't think I'll be 80 years old still doing it. Maybe, hopefully, but there's going to be a day where like this is your last race. So remember that, and just know that you're lucky and privileged just to be able to do these things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
love it.
I love that. And yeah, we are so lucky to be doing endurance sports and be able to do that during our free time. So might as well send it and flip the switch. So
Exactly.
I love that. So I think we're going to shift gears a little bit. We like to do kind of a quick round robin of questions. So inspired by that triathlon light with a this or that ultra edition. So just quick answers. We'll give you a this or that, and then whatever comes to the top of your head, pick. And then if you want to give an explanation, you can.
Sweet.
So to kick it off, running in the mountains or the desert?
Mountains. I would say mountains. Yeah, I like both, but maybe mountains. It does. The dry desert is an added. Just makes it more challenging.
More bloody noses too.
So for the next one, would you prefer a solo effort all by yourself or
We'll go crew support it. Yeah, I'll go crew support it. The solo stuff is good, and it's always has its place. But yeah, if I had to pick, I would probably enjoy the crew supported event more.
True. Next one, night running or the midday heat?
I don't know. Can I pick both? I like running all for 24 hours.
There you go.
I like running for longer than 24 hours. So it's hard
You
to
got to
pick.
do the whole cycle.
I think I'll just say both. I like doing the entire full day cycle.
It's true. Okay, good point. Good point. Next one too. This is a hot topic. Music or complete silence?
Music. I like music. Complete silence is okay, but I basically everyone I do, unless I'm with someone or talking to someone, I got tunes on. So yeah, I was listening to music for like most of this 300 miler, especially any section I was at music. So yeah, no, I enjoy music.
Got next one, the long steady grind, and I think this is what you're going to pick, or the technical terrain.
Long steady grind. Longer.
Yeah, that's your bread and butter.
Longer and more miserable.
The longer the better.
Yeah.
In your training, do you prefer to train alone or with people for some of those big workouts?
Probably alone. With it depends. Like, if it's the right people for something that's say like very long, then that's good. But sometimes it's hard to, especially like I'm pushing distances that are pretty far. So oftentimes it is alone. Like where say I'm doing like 100 miler almost as like a training run. So yeah, I guess probably alone. I probably run more alone than I do with people, but I do enjoy both.
Yeah. I think a lot of people feel the same way. When you've got that special person who's really got you pushing further and a little harder, that's always good. But I think for the events that you're doing, the mentality of training alone definitely would help. What would you say is harder? An all-out marathon or an all-out 5K?
Ooh. Oh, geez. I don't know if I've ever even really ran an all-out 5K. I think my 5K PR is during a 10K. I guess marathon just, I don't know, based on it being longer, but a 5K is killer. I might just not be the guy to ask for that one. I don't know.
Fair enough. It's really
Too short.
Yeah,
it's
maybe
the question.
I might
Too
have
short.
to go run a all out 5K and tell you guys, because man, I can't remember the last time. Yeah, the last time I really ran anything under a 10K all out would be years ago, probably.
Yeah,
If
might
you're
be
in-
worth it. We'd love to see what you can do.
Yeah,
If you're in
I don't know what
Canada,
my
we
PR.
were we hosted a 5K yesterday, so you could have came out and tried for a PR.
I think I would have been really slow yesterday. I think it would have been
Would
a it would have been a struggle.
Yeah, you would have needed a few people pushing you from behind
Yeah,
in those last
yeah.
few laps.
I would
That's for
have needed
sure.
a tailwind or so. I don't know, something pushing
Yeah.
me.
And last question for you: do you prefer an ultra race or an endurance endeavor, like some of the big challenges that you've done?
Hmm. Jeez. I think currently a race because it's kind of new to me, but I think like I'm very happy that I did the endeavors and I will definitely be doing them again. But at this like current stage, I would say races. But it can come in waves. I'm sure that I'll end up racing a whole bunch, and then I'll want to do some crazy endeavor across the country or some crazy multi day thing. So there is something very special about running across the country. Like I absolutely love it. But yeah, currently I'll say races.
Beauty. Thank you.
Now, I've been dying to ask you a question, and it is a question we like to ask a lot of our guests. We kind of like to ask, like, what is that one scary thing, that one scary goal that you kind of have on your mind that you're not sure if you're able to do it? And I'm very interested what that might be for you, considering the things you've already done.
Um, Man, I don't know. Like I don't really fear any goals. Like I know that with enough training, like if someone else has done something, I believe I can do it, and with enough training, I believe that I can do anything. So I'm sure that there's currently things right now that maybe I'd want to do that I can't. Like say win the Arizona Monster. Like I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely not like scared of it. I tend to look at it in like a attempt one, attempt two, attempt three. Like yeah. So I don't really know. Like I just think I'm gonna keep pushing and try not to really fear anything. So yeah, like I'm fully aware that things are very hard, but that's why I do it. That's why I like it. It's why I'm in this. And also, too, it's like if I was to go do Arizona Monster or go do one of these races and it wasn't like incredibly hard, I wouldn't feel fulfilled. Like say if I would have went out and ran the Arizona Monster and won the race and it wasn't difficult, I would want everything that happened to me. I'd rather want that than winning it without the difficulty. So, yeah, I don't. Sorry to not answer your question, but
That's sweet.
yeah,
I think that was pretty in line with what I was expecting,
yeah,
but I wanted to toss it out there just in case.
yeah. But
That was honestly,
with fears and stuff too, it's even when I started running, I never fear anything, but I do get I guess angry sometimes at like human physical limits. So instead of like fearing something, I'm like, oh fuck, man, why can't I push harder? Why can't I move harder? And I mean that's kind of that thing that I'm always chasing. That's what kind of always brings me back is like I need to I need to stop being a bitch, I guess for better words. And my body, like I need my body to be able to do better for these challenges. But that's what we're chasing, right?
Keep
Is
up.
to constantly be able to get better. And sometimes I have almost an issue of like I think my mental is at a point right now where it's so strong that I'm just kind of waiting for my physical to almost keep up because I mean I'm able to do the Arizona Monster or I'm able to run around Iceland or run across Canada. Like I don't freak out one time. There's no mental breakdowns. There's no moments where I cry or I'm sad or I am down in the dumps. It's more just like holy shit, I can't move my legs any quicker. They can't keep up with how far I want to push.
Yeah, that's insanity. Perfect answer, and I think a perfect way to wrap this up.
yeah, that's superb. Well, we want to thank you for your time. I think the things that you're doing are inspiring communities of runners, communities of athletes, and also people in every aspect of life. I think your mentality, your ability to flip that switch is something that is making other people chase those same big goals, that same kind of grind. So Ryan, we want to thank you for your time, and yeah, also thank you for all the efforts that you put out there, so that we can keep doing stuff to
Yeah,
inspire others as well.
yeah, and I just want to say to anybody watching this, like And for me, like the greatest way to inspire someone is to chase your passion as hard as you possibly can. And I don't care what your passion is. It doesn't have to be running. It could be something completely different. But I think life is meant to be lived with passions and meant to be lived with intensity. So you need to try to find whatever that thing is, chase it as hard as you possibly can, and that will inspire people. Same way with me. Like I used to love, like say Kobe Bryant, or I like David Goggins, or all these different people, Terry Fox. I liked Kobe Bryant not because I liked basketball. I just liked hearing the stories of how he was incredibly obsessed with becoming better. So yeah, just try to find that thing that gets you up out of bed in the morning, because like life is meant to be lived that way. And I believe it doesn't matter about the money. It doesn't matter about a lot of things. It just matters about figuring out what your passion is and chasing it. Everything else will kind of come from that. But you see too many people get up every day and hate their job and hate their situation and their relationships and hate the way they look. And you have to change that and go chase something that you're passionate about, and you'll never, ever, ever be happier. So to everybody listening, go do that. And when you chase your passion, send me a message about it, because it fires me up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see that, that mentality in life is bringing you happiness. And I think it's inspiring others, certainly ourselves, to live that
And
same way. So, yeah, if the person listening, follow Ryan on socials and flip the switch yourself, because, it's making us happier. It's making us more motivated, following the advice that you're preaching here today. So, yeah, that's
Awesome.
phenomenal.
This was a lot of fun.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow Ryan. We'll link everything below so you can follow what he's doing, because trust us, you'll definitely want to see what he's up to next.
can't wait to see it and hear it as well. If you're listening to it right now or training for something, big or small, take something from this. You'll probably capable of doing a lot more than you think.
And as always, and I think this one is especially important after this episode because Ryan has done some wild and questionable things. We're not medical professionals, just three guys and one very crazy boy as well. So always consult a medical professional before you do any big training or training changes or sign up for a crazy event.
So, like Ryan, make sure you flip that switch, but keep showing up, keep pushing those limits, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for joining us.